ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗಳೂರು ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರನಗರ ಹಾಗೂ ರೋಟರಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಇವರ ಸಾರಥ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ದಿನಾಂಕ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 6, 2022ರಂದು ಎಂಇಎಸ್ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಗಜಧ್ವನಿ 2.0 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಇಎಸ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಳಿನಾ, ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಜೋಸೆಫ್ ಮತ್ತು ಖ್ಯಾತ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಹಲವು ಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಂದ ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗಿಸುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಲನೆಯನ್ನ ನೀಡಲಾಯಿತು. ಭೋಗೇಶ್ವರ ಆನೆಗೆ ಮೌನಾಚರಣೆಯನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಆರಂಭಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಹಲವಾರು ಶಾಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಎಸ್ಐ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್, ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜೇತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಖ್ಯಾತ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ರವರು ಹಾಗೂ ನೆರೆದಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಗಣ್ಯರ ಮುಖೇನ ಬಹುಮಾನಗಳನ್ನ ವಿತರಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ರವರು ಆನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಆನೆಗಳ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಆನೆಗಳ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕುರಿತು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದರು.
Because under elephants you can protect a lot. Some of my friends are here and we used to go camping in outskirts of Banglore, like Tumkur or Ramnagar and all that. And mainly to see all these animals. So most of them were also like photographed at that time. So snakes, chameleons, leopards. And we also started seeing elephants, so we didn't know much about these elephants, and we didn't have any agenda, but we just wanted to see these elephants and all the wildlife that's in the Bangalore outskirts, because we didn't know that there was so much wildlife. So it's only when we started going out for camping, we started seeing all of this and we want to learn more, and that's when we started seeing these elephants, and without any agenda we were just going behind these elephants, finding out where they are moving. And at some point we could, even identify one or two bull. So we really didn't know, no agenda, but we were just behind these elephants and all the other wildlife in Bangalore. Next. So these elephants are not, the ones that you usually hear or see. Like, they were not inside the forest. In the sense I was telling you all, right? Like, an adult male will travel for about 1,000 square kilometers in its lifetime, and they need like larger areas. But we were seeing elephants in like 20 square kilometers of forest, and sometimes we used to see them in water bodies, and there's no forest cover. And sometimes they would just be in a plantation or a farmland and spend the entire day, and then they would move around at night. So this was very fascinating. At the same time, we also had like a lot of doubts and questions. So what is happening to these elephants? Are they lost? Is this a corridor? So why is this place not protected? So all these doubts and questions were always popping. But so one day, we met an elephant biologist who also happened to study the same elephants. Next. So that's my mentor, Nishant. And so we met him about 10 years back, and so when we met him and we started asking questions about these elephants, he was already working on these elephants, so he knew all these individuals. So every photo we showed him, like, he could identify these individuals by name. So it was really like fascinating, and like typically, like we all say, like males are solitary, right? So after we met Nishant, we found out that they are not always solitary. And so it's an adaptive strategy where males form bull groups. So all those days when we used to see these elephants, none of them were females. So these were all males. And to move into places where it's a lot, they have to take a lot of risk, but they also get a lot of good nutrition, so they can take risks. So for that, they form bull groups, and usually the older bull, which has more experience, leads, and it will also have a calmer effect on other younger bulls. And they would form these groups and move around. So that was another fascinating thing we found out. And so even before that it was fascinating, but after this we couldn't just not do anything. but to get into wildlife and get into elephants. And over the years, I traveled to many other places, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. I've looked at elephants in different landscapes. And much later, I got an opportunity to work with the same biologist, Nishant. So that's when I started working for Frontier Elephant Program, which is supported by Feral. Next. So again, this is a bit of both forest and village. It was not only looking at forests inside the forest, looking at elephants inside the forest, but we were also looking at villages. We were also looking at elephants moving to different places, crossing highways or any other developed areas. So one of the major learnings that happened to me was I got to interact with a lot of villages. So at Frontier Elephants, we study elephants. We also do long-term monitoring. We also study individuals, and at the same time, we also work with farmers to work a bit on conflict mitigation. So we had an opportunity to interact with the farmers and understand their perspective about elephants and sharing spaces. So that was like the biggest insight for me. Next. And so the landscape that I work in is Eastern Ghats. Again, most of the forests that you find in Banglore outskirts, Bannerghatta, Kaveri and all the other places. The larger part of this protected area connects all the way to Nilgiri. So this is called like Eastern Ghats and Nilgiri landscape. And it has the largest number of Asian elephants, like one population of Asian elephants. So this is the habitat that you see, it's mostly dry deciduous. You'll also see scrub jungles, and you'll also see secondary growth where the mature forests are cleared. And it also has very interesting savanna woodlands. So these are the places that I work inside the forest. And outside the forest, again, like many different types of crop fields, plantations, all of that. Next. So this is one of the things that we do. Like we set up camera traps. It's really difficult to
AM9 ಸದಾ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ